You are legit dealing with a master manipulator. This person was probably a covert narcissist. Now, there's a few videos that came out about this person, and I know one of the reasons is because the Most High is trying to give you confirmation, like, do not go back to that. It can be very tempting. Sometimes your body can make you want to go back to things, right? Sometimes your physical circumstances. Some of y'all left circumstances where it's like you could have been dependent on this person for physical things, finances, for housing. Some of you for transportation. Don't go back to that. You got to stand in the, you got to fill in the void. You got to hold the space. You got to have faith. Okay? You got to show God that you know what you want and you know what you're not settling for. You got to show God that unapologetically, regardless of whether you've stepped into your promise or not, you're not going back. This is given when God told Lot, whatever you do, do not look back. And what happened? When the wife looked back, what happened to her? She turned to a pillar of salt. One in as I was saying that. This is 100 what we got going here. Some of y'all were dealing with a person that was a master manipulator, somebody who looked you in the face, looking you in the eyes and would lie through their teeth. Somebody who was not only a compulsive liar, but some of you were also dealing with somebody that was a pathological liar. This is a mental dysfunction. So again, time has come for this person. Judgment is over. Judgment day is done. This person's time is up. This person, some of you, this person might have done things to hurt you. This person might have done things to cripple you. Some of you, this person is using those things against you right now. Let them have it. Some of you are dealing with situations where you might have somebody threatening you about your housing situation, about your children. Some of you, these people could have been tied to you financially. Some of you, these people could know certain things that nobody knows, that it could really put you in a problem. It could really put you down under. You understand? But you got to let it all go. You got to understand that God got your back. Everything the devil mean for bad, God mean for good. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Let them threaten. Let them do all of these things. Let them do whatever they got to do. Let them throw them up. Let them show out. Because first and foremost, for a lot of these people, what they're doing is nothing but talking. And if any of these people are 222 and mean anything actually maliciously, the sword is going to fall on them. It's not going to fall on you. You got to understand that when you're chosen, when you're protected, before God allows something detrimental to happen to you, best believe he'll allow it to happen to somebody else. So if somebody really got certain attacks against you, some of you could be dealing with somebody that's dangerous. Like some of you could be dealing with a person that could physically be a dangerous person, like somebody who's in the government, or somebody who could be like a police officer. Like some of y'all are dealing with serious things. Some of you, it could be people who deal outside the law, who banging. If you know, you know. And don't let none of this stop you from moving forward. I'm telling you, you got to understand to put your trust in the Most High. Read Psalm 27 and Psalm 91, especially if any of you are dealing with a situation or you're moving away from somebody who you feel is dangerous. Read Psalm 27 and Psalm 91 aloud. I'm going to share a story that if I've shared it, I haven't shared it in a long time. And I have quite a few stories like this, but this is the one that I remember most predominantly. So many years ago, this was even before I had my daughter, I was in a relationship with somebody for on and off for many years. It was my quote unquote high school sweetheart. And this is when I really started, like when I was really in them scriptures. Shouts out to the David consecration we got coming out, David Awakening. I'm mentioning that all the event info is below December 8th through the 14th. We're going to get back to that at the end of the video. I just had to give a shout out to that. But it's because I'm reading a psalm, and we know that David wrote all the psalms. So this person at the time, it was still me and my brother. My brother's like 10 years older than me. We were at my parents' house. And this person, because I broke up with them and I moved out of the house and I moved back with my parents to get away from that situation, they were threatening me. And they were threatening that they were going to shoot up my house, this and that. So my brother was there. He like, ain't nobody shooting up nothing. Come pull up. We outside. Okay, my Panamanian shorty in the building. Okay. We really like that. the blood boils, okay? Like, and my brother really, like, the way he was about me, I can't say how he is about, but the way that he was about me, he meant every word he said. He would die about it back in them days. You understand what I'm saying? So he was like, pull up. I'm outside waiting on you. So dude, like, bet. And best believe my high school sweetheart was about that life too. Okay. So in the midst of this, I'm stepping out of it. I'm just like, I'm praying. I went in my prayer closet. I'm at my prayer altar and I'm just praying. I'm saying the 27th Psalm. And I'm also reading this 91st Psalm, which y'all know, many of you know, also includes 1,000 may fall on my side, 10,000 in my right hand, but it will not come near me. I will only look with my eyes and see the recompensation of the wicked. So in the midst of this, and this is on God, I'm looking at y'all dead in the camera. In the midst of this man threatening me and about to come have a shootout practically with my brother, guess what happened? As I'm reading these Psalms, this man's house got robbed. Blind. Had nothing to do with us, of course. House got robbed. Blind. This man had a whole nother set of issues to think about. You think he had time to come over there and go to war with me or my brother? Absolutely not. That was the first time I seen in real time how God will allow something to happen to somebody else before he ever allows it to get to you. So for those of you who this is for, you were dealing with somebody who's a massive manipulator. Some of you was more dangerous than others. Some of you was just little threats, right? Even if you're dealing with financial threats, or if this person's like, I'm not going to help you no more. I'm not going to give you a place to stay. I'm not going to pay these bills. I'm not going to help you with school. Some of you could be with somebody who was like paying your student loans or just important things, like could be paying your car note, could be paying your rent. Let them have it. God's going to come through. Even if it seems like certain things fall apart, even if it seems like you lose your car, even if it seems like you can't go to school for one semester, even if it seems like you ain't got a stable place to stay, you got to move out, trust me, it's worth it, because being with this person is going to cause you way more harm than good in the long term anyway. And for some of you, we got to learn how to take accountability, because if certain things are getting to that level to where it's like, man, I am going to lose this stuff, you could have prevented that if you listened to God the first time that God told you to get away from this person. But when we keep going back into situations that God tries to pull us away from, what happens every time we go back? It gets worse and worse every time. So we also got to look at ourselves and be like, look, if I would have just stayed and listened the first time, it wouldn't have had to come down to these consequences that I'm dealing with. But again, even if some of you are going to lose certain things to stay away from something that you don't need to be in, it's very much so worth it, because it's temporary. The struggles that you have today or for the next month or for the next couple hours or weeks are nothing you could compare to what was to come if you actually stayed yoked with this person. And not only what's to come, but what it was preventing you from walking into, which is your purpose, and also being with your purposeful partner, your kingdom spouse, your soulmate, the person that you came here to do the Lord's work with. Stand your ground. A lot of you who have stood your ground continue to do that. And what you don't realize, even for some of you, some of them might be laughing at it seem like they're winning right now. Some of you, it might seem like you think like, man, they're getting away with stuff. No, they're not. This person is sick. This person is in deep regret. This person has nothing to look forward to. You were their only cup. A lot of you were with a person who made it seem like you wasn't none. Like you couldn't do nothing right. Like you was the problem. When really you was the only light in their life, but they didn't want you to know that. 8N as I said that. Okay? This person is heartbroken. This person is it's like, I really want to say heartless, because for some of you, this is like a person who has no emotional depth, has no emotional intelligence, are disconnected from their emotions. Okay? Unavailable, not emotionally available, if that makes sense. Okay? This could be man or woman. You got men out here emotionally unavailable. You got women out here emotionally unavailable too. Okay. This is not applied either way or either this. This person is sick. This person is going to continue to take losses. And to be honest, another thing I'm picking up from Holy Spirit, the blessings that were coming in this person's life, it was actually your blessings. They were actually stealing from your energy. Anytime that you were physical with this person, they really was taking your juice, your juju. This is why sometimes you'll be with certain people, and when you come together with them, let me do the Gen Z way, sumexually. Let me add that in. Let me be sumexually. When you come together sumexually with the wrong people, you'll realize that it's like you go down and they go up. This is not a coincidence. This is why the Bible tells us, do not ye be unequally yoked. That is so serious. These are energy vampires. So when you truly remove yourself, man, these people, like, and I'm not just saying that to, like, I don't wish bad on anybody. Many of you are like that too. Many of us just want to see everybody win. Like, you know what I mean? Some of us really just don't got a wicked heart. Some of us really care. But I'm telling you, not just to say that, and not because we wish that, or not because you wish that, But some of these people are going to lose everything, especially when you fully disconnect your energy. When you fully disconnect your mind, when you fully separate yourself physically, that's the first part. You separate physically first, right? But then there's still energetic ties. When you physically separate from a person, that don't mean, oh, the bridges are burnt. You still got strings attached spiritually. But when you start to cut those cords emotionally, mentally, and it's done, it's you're going to, these people about to lose everything. And everything that they gain based off of your energy, as you call your energy back to yourself, your blessings are going to start to reappear. Your finances, your health, your vitality, your sexy, good, pretty boss, handsome boss looks are going to fully return upon thee, and everything else. These people are going to lose everything. It's just like the Barnes and Noble's witches. The people who go to Barnes and Noble's and go to the occult section and read a spell and think that they're witches, right? And they do these baby witchcrafts. And again, baby, male or female. But it's the same thing as when people try to manipulate and use certain arts that they're not anointed to use in negative ways to control and manipulate circumstances. What do we know happens every time? At the end of the day, it will always backfire, and everything that you gained in a negative or backwards way, it reverses. And when the reversal is nasty, the reversal is... it ain't nice. It was 11 in as I said that. Now, when I be saying these numbers, y'all got to remember I be putting the intro at the beginning of the video. So sometime it changes the time by the time I edit it, 11:22. Nasty work. On the meantime, your final pieces is coming in. Your finances coming together. Your mastery is clicking in. Some of you are just one move, one step, one idea, one day away from a complete turnaround in your entire physical situation. Your heart opening back up. Some of you don't even realize, like, some of you were with counterfeits that you didn't even feel it on the inside, you know? Like, a person that you kiss is no butterflies, no spark. But all of this is returning your spark, not only your passion for life, your passion for yourself, but you're also going to have your passion for your person. Finances returning. Anything that it felt like you was down and out on your luck, it seems like you was at the bottom. Some of y'all really lost everything. Some of y'all could literally be homeless or are facing on the verge of being homeless or just not really having. It's going to the other side. You're going to be completely independent, completely abundant on your own. This is where God wants you to be anyway. Even when you come into union with your person, y'all are both going to be blessed. It's not going to be a handicap situation like these controlling people try to do. A lot of people who get money and have money, man, it's to control, man. It's about what they say, money, power, respect. People like to control. Most people like to feel like they're in control, have power. A lot of narcissists. Some of the most successful people that you'll see in this world, a lot of celebrities, a lot of successful business owners, many of them have either sociopathy or NPD. This is a fact. Learn psychology. That's why some people, a lot of times, you know what's so funny? With chosen ones, a lot of chosen ones, I talk to many chosen ones and they all say the same thing. Everybody who's truly chosen, none of them want to be famous. They don't like that. Like none of us do. None of us wanted that. If we could have did it a different way and got it behind the scenes, that's what we want. But it doesn't work out that way because God says that when you're a lamp, you're not supposed to be under the table. God wants your lamp to be on top of the table so that it shines before everybody. So a lot of chosen ones, even a lot of you right now that's been fighting fame and all this type of stuff your whole life, it's still going to find you. It might be that the person that's your person ends up having a certain level of fame. And of course, you're going to have it too because y'all are going to be like this. I just talked about it on the last video. Peanut butter and jelly. Who? Peanut butter and jelly ain't going to have nothing on y'all too. Okay? So everything's going to be being restored to you. And you're actually going to be coming into union with your real person. For those of you who haven't come into union yet, it's coming. Okay, so just continue to be patient with that. But everything that they took from you is getting returned. I'm going to close out with this Bible verse that hit me. Anybody reading Proverbs, y'all know what it say. When a thief is caught. And for a lot of y'all were dealing with a thief. Y'all were dealing with a demon. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. John 10:10, Yeshua came so that we have life and live it abundantly. Back to Proverbs. When a thief is caught, they got to pay back 7 times what was stolen, plus their entire household. Everything that these narcissistic demons, These counterfeits stole from you, stole from your energy, stole from your mind, stole from your purpose, stole from your time. Time that you wasted in some of these relationships is being returned back to you sevenfold. Plus their entire household. As you go up, and we don't wish this on these people, this is their judgment, everything is going to be going down for them. Some of these people are going to be going to jail. Some of these people are going to have real consequences that was being held up because you were in their life and God did not want to hurt you. So it was almost like your light was protecting them with you being gone, especially when you fully remove yourself emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Man, these people are going to be paying the consequences. It's been ready for them. December 8th through the 14th, David consecration, David awakening. Where my David's at in the building, push your swords up. We kicking down the door 2025 going into 2026 armored for the whole year, for the whole dispensation, for the whole era. This ain't just about a 2026. 2026 is going to be a true rise of the chosen ones. Saul's is getting up out of here. David's in the building. Faith knocking down all type of doors, and we standing on faith so that we can really allow the blessings that's been over our life. It's our time. It's your time. The David consecration, not only do we have prophecy activation, this is deliverance. 7 days total private group and 3 days of live. We have a live that Monday, that Thursday, and that Sunday. When you get on and you book it on prettybosstv.com, you'll automatically get your ticket with the access to the link that's for the live stream. I'm going to be sending follow-up emails as we get closer to the event to get you into the groups, how we usually do for those of you who have already joined. And also, I almost forgot to say on the last few videos, if you would like it for the $99 special, send $99 to Pretty Boss TV Cash App, then send me an email with your Cash App name so that I can go ahead and generate a ticket for you and send it to you that way if you want to get it for the $99 special. I love you all so much, family. You're blessed and highly favored. Where my David's at, let me know in the comments. Talk to y'all soon. Y'all will in peace.